Hi guys, my name's Sophie. I'm going to ask you a few questions about OMUN. So as I understand, OMUN is an online held MUN conference. How exactly does that work? I mean, how can you hold an entire conference with so many people online?
Well, I think we go through this engine called Blackboard Collaborate, and a lot of schools use it. It's a high-tech way to kind of hold an online class. And basically, you see that there's a way you can post the resolution on the Blackboard and show everybody. You see your delegates, who's there, who's not there. And then you have a chat. And there's an option where you can have private chat with different delegates, which is great because that adds the aspect of note passing, even though it's a little more difficult to have when you're online. But I think it does it quite well, actually. I think most people will be surprised how well it works.
So what has been your motivation for doing online MUN?
Well, one of the motivation is that you don't have to physically be at the conference. Once you log onto the OMUN program, then you can hear voices across, like halfway across the world. So in a lot of my OMUN conferences, I heard voices from Saudi Arabia, from Turkey, and all the way to people from North America. So it was a really diverse group, probably one of the most diverse MUN conferences I've ever attended.
Oh, wow. So how many people actually participate in the online MUN? From how many people? Yeah, from how many countries are the delegates from?
Well,
yeah,
they're from all across the world. I mean,
okay.
We have big bases in Taiwan. We have a lot of people from Turkey. We're expanding into South America. Pretty much everywhere except for North America. We are Thyman affiliated, and we have Thyman procedure. That's what we run. So it's a little bit more. It's more of a little bit difficult for North American delegates to put their procedure aside and join us. So we're working with that, but mostly all across the world.
Okay, so it's really an international conference.
Yes, by definition, it's everywhere.
Okay. How does one apply to online MUN if you want to be a delegate?
Well, it's pretty simple. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but you go to www.onlineMaliUnitedNations.org and you sign up with our website. That gives you, that gives you a username and password, and then from there it's easy. You type in your username and password and just sign up for any debates, whichever you want, how many you want in a month. It's pretty simple. It's straightforward.
Okay. Would you tendentially recommend online MUN for more beginning delegates or for inexperienced delegates?
I think it depends. It depends on your perception. One of our missions is to bring MUN to those who cannot, afford it. Because MUN conferences, they're so long, you miss school, they're very costly, hotels and conference fees. So the main thing we try to do is, with delegates from Tanzania and, especially in Africa, we have these, if you have an internet connection, that's all you need. Internet connection and a computer, and you're there. So it's really good in that sense. However, I find it for myself when I was a delegate that if I needed to prepare for Thyman when I was a delegate in 2013, I just hit up OMUN and I hit up the debates, and we have debates that are based on these conferences coming up. So it's good for preparation. So I think it's both ways. I think it's a multifaceted organization, and you can do both.
So what would you say are the advantages and disadvantages of online MUN in comparison to normal MUN conferences?
Advantages of online MUN can be because it's online and everyone around the world can join, you have a lot of diversity. So for example, if you attend conferences in Asia, you will see a lot of schools or delegates that come from Asian continents like Asia and a lot of schools in Asia. But if you join online MUN, so for example, if you join a global debate, then you're going to be able to see all delegates across the world. So that's one very good advantage. And also the fact that you can just easily access debates with so many people online. It's just right on top of your fingertips. But disadvantages could be that sometimes your internet connection, if it's really bad, then you have a lot of troubles trying to connect to the server and trying to get into the programs. And then other than that, I think OMUN has more advantages.
Okay, thank you.
Another advantage is that OMUN, you get more speaking opportunities for sure. And I started at MUN just 2 years ago, but then, so I only went to one conference per year, so I didn't really have that experience. But by doing OMUN, I was able to, because OMUN is 1 hour, but it feels like the content you cover is pretty much the same as 3 hours conference in real life, because it gets rid of all the formalities, like delegate please speak up, or like come to the podium, or those kinds. So the content you actually cover is pretty much equivalent to the 3 hours conference.
Okay.
Personally, I started OMUN through OMUN, and it gave me like the flexibility and essentially the friendliness of the community to start. Because like if you start your OMUN experience at Thailand, for example, like it can be really intimidating. Whereas at OMUN, it's really friendly. They will explain to you things thoroughly and give you advices that you can use and so on.
And like OMUN sometimes also hosts like workshops about like resolution writing or like debating strategies. And sometimes I also have like Socratic seminars where there's like a teacher and then a lot of students who signed up, and then all we do is we talk about the issue and like how to interpret this issue and some of the different perceptions that other countries have about the topic. So I felt like that is very rewarding, and after the Socratic seminar you actually learned a lot that you wouldn't have learned when it is just like a competitive like MUN conference.
Yeah. How does online MUN offer these opportunities to students that cannot afford the opportunity to go to a real conference or do not have the opportunity to?
Well, it's greatly expensive, obviously.
Yeah.
Conference fees, like I said, in hotels. So really, what we provide is, like I said, we move our debates we run them through Blackboard Collaborate. And basically, if schools would like to create a national program, which we offer, it would just require a licensing fee, and they would have the keys to that room, and they would be able to schedule their own debates, make it into a club, make it maybe an elective, or whatever they can do with their curriculum, just inject it in their curriculum, because there are, maybe there are not few schools around the world that have MUN clubs, but there are truly few that have, the great big clubs, and they get to travel to more than one conference a year. Unfortunately, it's just really expensive. So we feel that with our national programs, you will be able to do that and incorporate it into your curriculum or your school clubs, and kind of have the same experience. I mean, we actually met the national liaison of France here, and we have a Turkish program, we have a Taiwanese program. We have about 7 national programs so far, 6 or 7. So I mean, that aspect of our program is greatly increasing, and I think it's one of the many advantages that we offer as a program.
For me, when I first joined MUN was when I was in a different school, Taipei American School, and that's how I got started with online MUN program. And after a year, I transferred to another school in China, but still I was able to keep the same MUN community through online MUN. And then one of my friends from TAS, as well as my own friend, he contacted me whether I was interested in joining the online MUN Diamond Hague team or not. And then I told him that I was, and then I applied to online MUN travel team, and then I somehow managed to get in. And then it was good to see how I got to meet people that I saw online. And outside of our own travel team, I met also a lot of delegates who participate in online MUN program, and also the other MUN students that I was always traveling with in my previous school. So that's something that I could really benefit from.
So I'm guessing you guys all kind of know each other from online MUN. How was that when you actually met in real life before Diamond this time?
Well, it's quite interesting. I'm the assistant director of global debates, and as the assistant director, I basically, I don't get to talk to delegates as much about topics as opposed to the problems of hey, this is what we see in your program, and you fix this, stuff like that, or moderators. I'm pretty sure you moderated for me a couple times, so I mean it's interesting. I mean, I've never met Ryan here, and we've, the second I picked him up from the airport, we could not stop talking for 3 hours. I mean, it's such a powerful program when you take people from across the world and you've spoken with them, communicated with them, talked to them about issues that you guys are working together to fix, and then you just meet them face to face. What, 2 years later, and there's no difficult period in terms of, I guess, meeting new people. You know, it's a little awkward at the beginning, but it feels like I know all. So it's really a powerful feeling. So.
For me, when I was cheering for one of the online and global debates, and Omar was the AD. After a while, like, we had a problem, so he made me go back and watch the entire recording of the global debate, and then I thought like Omar would be someone who's really strict and who needs everyone to like do things like the right way, and then I had to watch the recording at like 2 a.m. in the morning, so I started to have like I don't know, I didn't really like Omar then, but then after I actually get to meet him in real life, I realized like I knew better about him, and I realized that he's not the type of person that I imagined.
Not so bad after all.
So online MUN is clearly based on the virtual world of the website. Would you say that makes it any more superficial or anything like that?
Well, I can't speak for the delegates, but I feel like it's not perfect. It definitely is not perfect. That I can admit. But it's a great program because, you know, for those who cannot come here and, you know, get to dress up and get the placards and stay in a hotel with all their friends, you know, this is an incredible experience. I experienced it myself in 2013. It was the best week of my life. So any way that we can get this into other, you know, young leaders or young future leaders' lives it's really important, because I think it allows you to articulate better. It allows you to think through current issues and current affairs. And so I think, you know, despite the fact that it's not face-to-face, it's clearly still invaluable, in my opinion. I don't, as delegates, what do you guys think?
For me, I was interested in international affairs and all this, so I kind of like find OMUN while Googling some stuff, and I found it, and then I continued to explore my interest in international affairs through OMUN, and, you know, get more detail, writing a resolution and all this, way more accurate than just reading an article in the New York Times. And that experience actually led me to attend a monk, natural monk camp at Georgetown University, and there it was even better, as in, like, we did monk for a week, but I still continued debating at OMUN and getting that experience, and I used all of those experiences to actually create a monk club in my school, but we didn't attend finally this year, so I figured out.
Yeah, I understand why people might think OMUN is kind of artificial in the sense that, for instance, you don't have to wear suits, and a lot of my friends actually, they were in their pajamas when they're doing online debates, or they're like eating their dinner while doing like online debates. But I mean, OMUN still creates an environment where you can think and where you actually like investigate an issue, and where you actually like listen to what your other countries' perspective, and you respond to them. You actually still like the element of thinking and the element of analyzing other countries' perspectives is still like an integral part of like MUN.
Yeah. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.